Radical.
Well, that Packers turnaround is over. You know, it would have been a great story. The Packers start the season terribly, then make a comeback, mostly on their run game, not on Aaron Rodgers this year, by the way. This has been probably Aaron Rodgers' worst year as a quarterback, but they were on a comeback of sorts. Well, the Lions pounced, and they ripped the Packers apart. They actually beat them twice in the games they faced them this year. And a lot of this was due, I think, to the disrespect from Aaron Rodgers. Arrogant as always. He, I think, said he didn't even say their names. He's like, I can't believe we lost to that team. Well, that team ripped you apart this weekend. So what you see here is a chart I put up. I forget where I got this, but this is pretty fascinating. This is Aaron Rodgers in the fourth quarter, the final game of the last three seasons. He was 4 for 11 in 2020 in the last game. He was 4 for 7 in 2021. Last night, he was 2 for 6 in the fourth quarter. You see the decline happening here? You see that? Now, not only did he have no touchdowns in 2020, not only did he have no touchdowns in 2021 in that last fourth quarter of the elimination game, but he actually had an interception last night, which was Sunday. Had an interception Sunday. And his points, rather his yards, 12. It goes 54 to 17 to 12. I think there's a little bit of a passer rating that goes up, but then it goes down to 2.8 as a passer rating. And 12 yards. That's all the great Aaron Rodgers can muster versus the Lions. The Lions, I'm going to give them some credit. Okay, they went on a hot streak. They were 8-2, I think. They started 1-6. So the Lions are finding their way. They're going to be a really interesting team to watch next year. And they have an amazing offensive coordinator. Called some really interesting plays, and they went for it on some fourth downs. They had nothing to lose. So some people will point to that like, well, they had nothing to lose. They had nothing to lose. They had nothing to win either. Okay, they weren't going to go into the playoffs. They were already eliminated. The only people they could put to the playoffs would be the Seahawks over the Packers. So I don't get how the Packers wouldn't be more fired up, especially Aaron Rodgers, be more fired up to win this game than the Lions, because they could have went to the playoffs and, get absolutely creamed by the 49ers. At least they would have made it to the playoffs. I don't know what to say about this Packers team. So a lot of the blame for this loss goes squarely on the shoulders of Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Now, of course, he lost Devontae Adams. He has some new receivers, but half of it is his fault for actually not, getting with the new receivers early in the season, I would say, or just his overall motivation. Aaron Rodgers is lacking that motivation. He really is. So what do you do with Rodgers? He is off into that whole spiel right now. Well, the carousel goes around. Sometimes you have to know when to get off. So we're going to have to deal with this for the whole offseason. Is Aaron Rodgers coming back, or is he going to hold out? He's going to hold him hostage and have to start Jordan Love. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers, for the franchise, just makes a decision whether he wants to come back and take the $59 million or just leave. Or maybe, get traded to another team. Maybe the Raiders might make sense. I'm sure there's some other teams out there that might want Rodgers that maybe have terrible, terrible quarterbacks. I mean, he's still a good regular season quarterback, but he's also he's a fucking choke artist.